our third rodeo. And same thing, not participating. I'm not participating. I'm not moving. What would she say? Jesus was going to take her.
Yeah, the Lord was going to take her.
The Lord was going to take her.
That was her exit plan. And I was like, Carol, I really like that, but we should come up with a plan B. Okay,
So
let's just think about that.
I did invite the movers over to talk to her about moving and what are the things that she liked in her house. And she did go through her home and tell them the things that she liked, but then she was adamant she was not moving. And so the day came of the move. Again, this was not we're not saying please do this, but we felt this was necessary because of her safety. Somebody came and took her out to lunch, right? I stayed in the home and I welcomed the movers in, and
Jeff and Holly took her out to lunch, and you were in charge of the cat and organizing the movers.
Gosh. And that cat, the movers had to get it, and then it bit me.
Yeah,
I hate that cat.
You got bit by the cat.
Yeah, I hate that cat.
Sammy.
Sorry,
sidebar. Sammy.
Anyway, I knew right off the bat the movers were not as I had previously experienced with my parents. They were extremely unorganized. The same people that did the walkthrough with Carol were not the same people that showed up to actually move. It took 2 hours longer than they said it would just to load the truck. By the time we got to the place and we were like, we got to move, they had not done the simple things as like reserve the elevator and all the things. And so unfortunately, it was no longer viable to keep Carol going until the place was completely set up.
Well, they kept moving her in circles and circles, yes, and taking her to the park and distracting her. And she was at a point mentally where that could only go so far, right?
Right.
So they were gone about, what, 7 hours?
They were gone a very long time.
When we did it with Mom and Dad, it was like, what, 6 hours
yes.
that they... Because the goal is that you walk into your new space, it feels vibey, it feels at home, and it's not such a blow.
It has your photos, it has your furniture, it has your clothes in the closet. The hope is that it feels homey right off the bat.
We've done it 4 times in the last 5 years, and it's worked 3 of the 4 times.
Of the 4 times.
That's right.
And this is the one time it didn't work.
Yeah.
And so by the time that Jeff and Holly were pulling into the parking lot of the new facility for Aunt Carol, and they are breaking the news that this is where you're going to live. And guess what? She was unhappy.
Oh, unhappy is an understatement. She lost her mind in the parking lot.
She lost her mind. I was looking down as the movers are still moving things, and I've lost my mind on them already. And she is pushing Jeff. I can see in the parking lot, there's altercations happening in the parking lot. Now, she is just been told that she is not going back to her home. So it is understandable. However, these are the people that she invited in and to help her in these elderly years that she trusted to help her. She's the one that asked us.
And we didn't spring it on her.
That's
we
true.
had a formal sit down. We discussed why. We discussed how. We discussed when. But unfortunately with dementia, you can't work with that a lot because all of that was out the window.
It was a very I've never seen her like that. Anyway, she comes up the elevator. She's hot. She sees me and she hits me physically. And after the day I've just had and the cat that's bit me and the movers that are not doing the job I've hired them for, that was the cherry on top of the cake.
That was a rough day.
However, I do believe Holly spent that first night with her because she asked, would you like me to spend the night with you? Now, granted, my Aunt Carol is walking into her furniture. We are putting things on the wall.
8th floor view of the Rocky Mountains on 2 sides. It's a really nice apartment.
It is, but it's not hers. I get
That's
it.
the issue.
And we're just going to fast forward a hot minute. 2 weeks later.
I want my grand piano.
I don't even think she said that. I think I got a call 2 weeks later saying, Tiffany, this is the best decision that you've ever made for me.
Yep.
And I was like, excuse me?
Yep. started eating, she made friends. All of the weight of the financial responsibilities, all of those issues were off the table. And she really acclimated really fast.
Not worrying. She loved not having to drive. And she did not want to let go of her car at all. And she's like, I love not wanting to drive. I can't believe you all did this for me. I'm like, it was probably the opposite of our parents.
100%.
Just like that in 2 weeks.
Yeah, she really did
was
well.
Grateful for where she was.
So the moral of the story is, well, one other thing, we did have to bring her grand piano after the fact, and there's nothing about that. There's nothing that you want to get involved with. Bringing a grand piano from a house up to the 8th floor, it's like a bad cartoon with the rope and all of that stuff. So the moral of our story of this is that sometimes you have to just rip off the Band-Aid, take the hits, literally. And then the better off scenario will come down the road, and no grand pianos. That's it. Pretty good. Anyway, Aunt Carol's thriving right now for the most part, so we're really happy. We have to deal with things like she's gained some weight, but, new clothes, she doesn't want to wear them. These are good issues, so...
Yes.
We're going to go back, though, and we're going to talk about how she was scammed out of $42,000 and how some stranger took her to the bank and the withdrawals and the money issues, and we'll go back through all of that. But in the meantime, if you have any thoughts, feelings, or emotions that are only positive because we're super sensitive people, hit us up in the comments below. Hope you have an awesome day.
Ciao.
Merry Christmas!